Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the Laithwaite Community Stadium. A very happy new year to you all. Privileged to be back here for a rare appearance behind the microphone. I'm Mark Francis, live here on BBC Radio Surrey. Welcome to the Laithwaite Community Stadium for the first time in 2025, but not the usual start to a fresh calendar. Today it is Woking against Maidenhead United. The Cards forced to wait until Easter to meet against bitter rivals Aldershot Town. And there was plenty to gain from their 2-2 draw at the EVB on Boxing Day. Harry Buteman from the spot, and former shot Frank Vincent twice gave the Cards the lead, only to be paperbacked by a thumping strike from Tyler Frost and a stunning free kick from substitute Josh Barrett. It was backs against the walls for the final quarter of an hour, but thanks to a couple of super saves from Will Jaskalainen, Neil Ardley continued his unbeaten start as Woking manager, returning with a Desmond. The dugout certainly looks a lot more full now, thanks to the likes of Craig McHale-Smith, the new assistant coach Simon Bassey joining Ardley in the technical area, with the Cards freshening up all departments since the departure of Michael Doyle. Today's visitors are one of the few teams currently below them in the National League table, but ultimately know the rules of survival. Maidenhead United, who are currently 21st in the division, are still managed by Alan Devonshire, who remains the longest serving boss in the National League. The Magpies were 3-1 winners at home to Wilston last Thursday, which took them to within 2 points of their host today. On his third start at his new post and second here at home, Woking manager Neil Ardley named an unbeaten side that returned that point on Boxing Day. In goal, Will Jaskalainen, a back four of Dion Kelly-Evans, Cian Harries, Tunji Akinola and Adam Chickson. Dale Gorman in midfield with Jermaine Anderson, with Harry Buteman ahead of those, Frank Vincent on the left, Matt Ward on the right and Ini Effiong through the middle. As for Maidenhead, they make one change. Miles Welsh-Hayes comes into the team. Manny Onoraisi drops down to the bench. So the Maidenhead team in full. Craig Ross in goal. A back four of Miles Welsh-Hayes, Will de Havilland, Kevin Locko and Tyrese Dice. In midfield we have the trio of Owen Cochran alongside Casey Petit and Nathan Ferguson. On the flanks, Reece Smith alongside Tristan Abrahams. Through the middle, Sean Mikulski. So, the teams are out on the pitch. We're ready for a start here. Ready to get the game underway are the visitors Maidenhead United, who are in all purple this afternoon, playing from right to left as we look. Woking left to right, shooting towards the Leslie Goslin stand. Referee about to get the game underway. And here we are, the first game of 2025 is upon us. Woking kicking from left to right as we look. An early header from Sean Mikulski, and Akinola already goes to ground. Ward switching it down the line to look for Ini Effiong, who's got a great battle on today with Kevin Locko. Those two need no introduction to each other. Kelly Evans smartly back to Harries. And now on to Loney Adam Chickson. Back to Harries. One of four former Aldershot Town players against their former side on Thursday, returning with a point and a pretty good performance in total. You were there, John Moore. What did you make of the Woking display, particularly the first hour?
I thought it was very, very good. I thought that Woking looked impressive, certainly in the first half, and then to me they ran out of puff in the second half. I thought Aldershot then dominated. I was surprised that Ardley didn't bring on subs earlier because, as I say, Woking were flagging, but overall it was a very decent point.
It certainly was. Cut out in midfield by Anderson switching out to Matt Ward, and galloping forward as well as Vincent. All Matt Ward at the moment. Woking's number 17, Kelly Evans, trying to get involved. Switching towards the back post is just beyond everybody. Chested out by Welsh Hayes, and Woking have their first corner of the afternoon.
Brilliant run from Ward, showing what he's all about, taking his fullback on, very direct, full of confidence.
Woking's first corner. Dale Gorman will be heading over to take it. Pretty much all of the Maidenhead travelling supporters guarding themselves from the rain that continues to come down here. Plenty of puddles on the outside of the pitch, but the pitch itself is just holding together at the moment. Dale Gorman, the former Barnet midfielder, who's had a tough start to life here at the Laithwaite. Two very good performances so far over the festive period. Delivers it very, very central, parried away by Craig Ross. Matt Ward picks up the loose ball. It's taken off him though by Petit, and eventually Dice can bring it away. Looking for Abrahams, but that goes straight through to Will Jaskalainen. A word on the two goalkeepers here today. Of course, we know very well Craig Ross from his lengthy spell here, but Will Jaskalainen, who's been in superb form in the last month or so.
He's been revitalised, he really has this season, and you know, you've got to give Doyle credit for that, because he looked a broken man under Sol.
Nice turn and locating Vincent, who goes searching for Ward. I'm pleased to see that Matt Ward is now starting games, John.
Well, and playing in the right position. I mean, he was often playing at right wing back, which was ridiculous.
Certainly one of the leading lights for Woking this season. 17th they start in the division today. Maidenhead United 2 points behind them, back in 21st. Alan Devonshire up against Neil Ardley. Clipped forward, looking for Abrahams, who are judged to be fouled there, but Akinola shook him off. The referee indicating it was more of a coming together. Aaron Farmer is the referee today, as Vincent is dispossessed by Smith. Now to Petit, again looking for Abrahams. He's been in some very useful positions so far, but hasn't really had a sniff of the ball yet. Vincent locates Kelly Evans, and cleared away by Akinola. Met by Ini Effiong. Third spell here at Woking. Anderson picks up the ball from Welsh Hayes. Now on to Harry Buteman, starting his 500th career game here. Lovely ball. Frank Vincent is through on goal, away from the goalkeeper. Effiong! It's 1-0 to Woking! And Ini Effiong scores again for the Cards. Sloppy defending on a sloppy surface for Maidenhead United, and after just 4 minutes, Woking have taken the lead. Woking 1, Maidenhead United 0.
Well, a fabulous counter-attack from the Cards down the left-hand side. For a moment I thought Frankie Vincent had blown his chance, because the ball seemed to get stuck under his feet, but there was that man Effiong just to roll it into the net. A great start from Woking.
Stranded defender on the line, could not keep out the effort, which didn't look the strongest, but they're very, very tough conditions here today at the Laithwaite. Very difficult for both teams to get a true measure on the football itself. Vincent around the goalkeeper, the chance looked to be over, but Effiong, he's always in the right place, John.
He is indeed, and we talked about the difference that Neil Ardley has made, but let's not overlook the impact of bringing in Effiong and Vincent into this side. Effiong gives them a focus, Vincent gives them some craft and some legs in midfield.
Maidenhead get the game back underway. It's back with Craig Ross. He just wants to slow things down for Maidenhead. Long ball forward, looking for Mikulski. Header down, straight to Chickson, who panics for a moment, but tidied up by Gorman. Just a bit too strong for Buteman. And now with Cochrane, as Maidenhead look to try and hit back straight away. Buteman returns the ball to Chickson, delivers it out. I was going to say for a throw, but I think that's just about stayed in. As I say that, the ball is now out of play for a Woking throw. Buteman quickly to Chickson. Chickson infield to Anderson. Anderson between two purple shirts. Now back to Chickson again. Clearance up the pitch, looking for Effiong. Lovely ball infield to Buteman. Couldn't find Anderson with the return ball. Now with Abrahams, who's come short. Mikulski, the number 9 for Maidenhead United, and certainly one of the leading threats for the visitors. Welsh Hayes forward. The flag has been raised offside. mentioned about Matt Ward playing in the right position. I think some of these Woking players, including Kelly Evans, playing at the right position. There were too many experiments under Michael Doyle.
There were too many square pegs in round holes. There really were. I mean, look at the impact on Dale Gordon, who really struggled under the previous manager, and now he looks like a different player. He looks like the player that Barnet fans really rated.
Absolutely. Akinola is just going to keep this in play. Returns it back to Jääskeläinen. 3 top saves at the EBB on Boxing Day to keep the score at 2-2 at the time. Woking, who I thought had a very good hour, were just starting to tire late when Aldershot were trying to fight back. 2-2 there, 1-0 here. Matt Ward now coming forward. He's been a very busy start for the home team. Back to Vincent, left-footed curling effort into the box. Matt Ward is going to try and shield that out of play for a throw-in, and succeeds. It's not the tallest right flank for Woking at all, is it, John, with Kelly Evans and Matt Ward on the same side?
No, it's not, but it was the same when Josh Casey was here on the left.
Very true. Very true. So it's Kelly Evans with the throw, back to Ward, cleared away by Dice, and now with Dale Gorman. Back to Akinola, into the towering presence of Cian Harries, who fires the ball into the midriff of Dion Kelly Evans, who is charging forward again, brought down there by Dice cynically, and Woking have a free kick here in a pretty useful position, probably 10 yards away from the corner flag. And Dale Gorman is already eyeing up the ball.
Yeah, he is, and he's really bossing the midfield at the moment, which is good to see. And Woking have started so well. Obviously it helps when you score early, but they look full of confidence out there, don't they, Mark?
They really do. They really do. It's great to be back here on BBC Radio Surrey. And back here when Woking seemingly are regaining their confidence. A win here against Altrincham before Christmas, and a point at the EBB on Boxing Day. Neil Ardley looking for 7 points from a possible 9 available. In charge of his first 3 matches here at the Laithwaite. Of course, the 52-year-old who has had very good spells with AFC Wimbledon, Notts County and Solihull, most recently with York City where it didn't work out. Gorman fires the ball into the box, rebounds off, I think, Anderson, eventually hacked away. It's hard to see some of the shirt numbers now given how muddy and boggy it is in the box. Woking really did not give that up. They've got a throw on the far side, John.
Well, it was difficult to see what was going on. There was a right old melee in there, but you've got to say again, it was a magnificent ball again into the box. Really difficult to defend against. Hit with pace.
They're on top at the moment, dominating the game. 9 minutes played, they lead 1-0. Kelly Evans has lost out there in not a very decent position if you're a home supporter. Smith is now galloping forward on the outside of Vincent. Smith now just getting Vincent's measure, cuts back onto his left, crosses towards the back post. Chickson just has to nod it out for the first corner for Maidenhead United. First real chance the visitors have had.
Yeah, and just a reminder, that Woking can't afford to make mistakes. That was an error from Kelly Evans, and Maidenhead were away down this right hand or left hand flank, really, depending which way you're looking at it. Woking's right, Maidstone's left. Sorry, Maidenhead's left. I always get them muddled every single time.
10 minutes played, Woking lead 1-0. Corner kick to Maidenhead. Every player back for Woking, including Ward, Buteman and Effiong. Clipped towards the back post. Maidenhead player went down. It's now fallen to Welch Hayes. Abrahams off the top of the crossbar. Gorman goes down and wins the free kick. Woking have a free kick. Gorman to his feet, okay. 1 or 2 alarms there in the Woking defence.
Well, goodness me, Maidenhead so unlucky. They hit the underside of the bar, and Woking were at 6s and 7s really. They never got themselves set for that corner.
Just heard Neil Ardley for the first time shouting at his defenders, be stronger, be stronger. Don't give the likes of Mikulski or Abrahams any chances. Jääskeläinen back to Harries. Normally it goes long, this time he goes short to Gorman. Gorman short pass to Akinola, who spreads it out to Kelly Evans, and the screams of time as well for the Woking right back. Matt Ward now involved, crossing the centre circle, switched out to Chickson. Buteman, who's occupying the left hand side at the moment as we look here in the commentary box. Harries goes direct to Beautyman. In between the lines here. Now out to Kelly Evans, who's got all the space down the working right. Plenty of green grass to run into. Goes for the first time ball. Wins a throw.
Just a word about the conditions here. The rain had abated at kick-off, but it's now coming down quite hard.
Vincent back to Kelly Evans. Vincent once more onside. Goal kick given. So a busy afternoon here on BBC Radio Surrey. Of course, plenty of other games going on up and down the grounds. A few postponements prior to midday. We lost Halifax against Fylde, we lost Rochdale against Altrincham, and we lost Wealdstone against Boston. No goals anywhere else in the National League. So goalless between Eastleigh and Barnet, Ebbsfleet, Dagenham and Redbridge. Forest Green hosting Yeovil today, 0-0. Hartlepool up against Oldham, also goalless. Aldershot are visiting Gander Green Lane, the home of Sutton United. That's 0-0, as is York City, who are hosting Gateshead. The 5:30 game, Braintree against Southend. As Dion Kelly Evans, the Woking number 27, rather messes up his throw-in, but it's still in the possession of a red and white shirt with Anderson, who locates Chickson. Chickson now with Beautyman, first time ball back to Anderson, who has time to assess teammates around him. Vincent safely back to Harries. Harries clipping it forward to find Ward. Lets it go to Effiong. Wonderful pass for Kelly Evans, who does get there first. Cuts back in on the defender. Effiong couldn't get there. Clearance from a purple shirt. And now they come forward once again. It's Abrahams on this near side. Gorman is there again, John.
Yeah, read the situation really well and got in a decent challenge. But just one or two signs here that Maidenhead are not going to be any pushover. Yeah, they have got some pace about them.
Dice with the throw. Looking for Abrahams. We've seen most of the ball for Maidenhead United. Ini Effiong searching for Beautyman. Lost out to Welch Hayes. Chickson. Welch Hayes there again. Too strong for Anderson to control. And Maidenhead looking to conjure up another attack. Abrahams the wrong side of Akinola. But fall kindly in the end to Smith. You could probably hear the reaction before my comments. Dragged the shot wide. But again, Maidenhead are growing back into the game.
Yeah, they are. They're beginning to win a few second balls. I mean, really, Smith snatched at that. He could have actually taken a touch and taken it on.
Time to turn for Abrahams. Now is Smith across the face of goal. Mikulski missed the effort from 3 yards. And what an opportunity to level the score there. Sean Mikulski only had to tap it into the empty net. It was beyond Jaskalainen. Eventually Woking got the ball clear. Smith again locating Abrahams. And Ward can't prevent the throw.
Well, once again, Woking getting out of jail. They were absolutely torn apart down this right-hand side. Lovely ball. Played across the goal, and really how they didn't get a touch, I don't know, but another close escape for Woking.
Dice with the cross. Produces another corner. So Woking lead by a goal to 0. Thanks to Ini Effiong's close range effort. Going under the foot of a Maidenhead defender. They have been on top, the Cards. But Maidenhead growing in confidence and maturity. 15 minutes played. It's the Maidenhead fans that you can hear away to our right. A nervous KRE watches on behind the goal. Once again, every player back for Woking. Very central from the corner. Headed away by Effiong. Picked up now by Petit. Maidenhead with another throw. Going to allow Owen Cochrane to head over and take this throw. Beautyman, Anderson and Chickson firmly on guard. In fact, it will be Miles Welch Hayes, the right back, and the only change between the two sides The right back coming in for Manny Onarise, who drops to the bench. Welch Hayes with the cross, nodded away by Vincent. Not at all well by Gorman, and in the end it's a great save from Jaskalainen from the Reece Smith effort. Harries can bring it clear for Woking, short to Vincent, and once again the Finn is very much involved, John.
Absolutely, it was a magnificent sprawling save. I thought it was in all the way. It came all about because of Dale Gorman just headed it back across the goal.
Switched out for Smith again. Flag has gone up. Woking will have a free kick. Perhaps a chance for Neil Ardley to fire out some further instructions.
Well, Woking living dangerously. You know, that's 3 really good opportunities they've had.
Harry's asking Jaskalainen to go short, and short he does. Akinola direct to Effion, beaten to it was Loco. Mikulski now coming forward. Harries ducks out of the challenge. Chickson is there to assist. Can't be giving Sean Mikulski any time or space, John.
Yeah, Woking looking a bit ragged out there at the moment. You know, they started so confidently, but now they're giving away lots of misplaced passes, and Maidenhead very much in the ascendancy.
We're heading to the BBC Surrey studio shortly as Chickson clears away. Effion chasing. And Loco will happily see it out for another throw. Maidenhead on top at the moment. Dice is being asked to just manoeuvre back. Smith and Abrahams have gone short. Matt Ward is there to cut it out. A nice turn from Vincent. Gorman gives it back to Vincent, but Ferguson steals it back for the visitors. Anderson, meanwhile, has taken it back from a purple shirt. Now, coming forward is Ward. First time ball back to Anderson, has got time, gets the strike away. Now with Dale Gorman 25 yards out, locates Matt Ward in a better position. Lofted towards the back post, flying in there was Beautyman. His effort over the crossbar. Did come up a purple shirt on its way through. Much better from the home team, John Moore.
Yeah, when they move the ball quickly, when they get it out wide to Ward, they look such a threat.
Corner kick to the home team. Ward on the edge of the box, as is Vincent. Chickson and Kelly Evans have stayed back for the Cards. 2 hands in the air from number 8 Dale Gorman. Ward did come short. Just hesitating for a moment, Dale Gorman. 2 hands raised. Curl towards the back post. Effion was there. Wasn't the best clearance by a Maidenhead defender. Eventually scrambled away by Reece Smith. Ball is just starting to stick in a few areas. It's difficult for both teams, John.
It is, and you do have to worry about that penalty area by the big stand there, which has always had a problem with drainage. I call it the Joey Jones end.
Yes. Akinola back to Jaskalainen, who's been busy with a couple of very top saves in the opening 20 minutes. Akinola again direct to Effion, who picks out Kelly Evans. Vincent is on the charge, and here he is, Frank Vincent, number 30 for Woking. Wrong side of Dice, who does get to the ball first, took a little bit of the man. Vincent a little bit sore after that challenge. Will eventually get to his feet, and now back with Ward. Lovely turn, heading back towards the goal. Cutting in on Ferguson, now finds Chickson in the middle of the park. Keane Harries, Woking's number 4. Finding Kelly Evans, who's arguably had the most touches in the Woking shirt so far. 20 minutes played. Akinola, Vincent. Not the ideal pass to Kelly Evans, but you could see the intent.
Yeah, exactly. You know, Woking trying to play it short, trying to play it quickly. Every now and then you are going to have a misplaced pass.
Throw in on the halfway line. Woking 1, Maidenhead United 0. In the Effion scoring the opener after just 4 minutes. Dice with the throw. Mikulski infield, missed by Smith. collected by Gorman. Chickson goes back to Jaskalainen. Almost sold him short there. And the ball's just getting stuck in a bit of a wind pocket. Effiong is offside. Free kick to the visitors. The referee just highlighting where the free kick should be taken. Too sure what the decision was for in the end, because it's in the Woking half.
No, nor me. He certainly wasn't offside.
No. Very interesting. So Miles Welch Hayes will take the free kick. Every outfield player in the Woking half driven forward. Underneath it is de Havilland. Also there was Ferguson. Smith back into the penalty area, missed by Vincent. Petit. Now with Dice. Back to Ferguson, number 8 for Maidenhead United. Welch Hayes floats one forward, looking for de Havilland, who towers over Kelly Evans. Eventually Woking get it away with Ward, but Smith has stolen it back. Two 17s up against each other. Cross towards the back post. Who got the last touch? A Woking man, says the referee. Corner kick to Maidenhead.
Yeah, and Maidenhead causing problems down this right hand side of Woking at the moment. You know, they're getting an overload at times.
I think Maidenhead have been asked to switch sides with the corner. Take place on the near side as myself and John here look. And it will be Nathan Ferguson who will take this corner kick. Again, the travelling supporters in great voice away to our right as we approach the halfway point in the first half. Here's Smith on the edge of the box, shaping for the shot, and we require a new football.
Yeah, wasn't the best of efforts, but the intention was there, and you know, Woking switched off really from that corner. They shouldn't have allowed a short one. Got to keep your concentration levels up.
So goal kick given. Oh, Jaskalainen getting the new ball from the dugout. The idea was there from Reece Smith. He certainly carries a leading threat. Akinola. Kelly Evans in space on the Woking right. Vincent goes back to Akinola. And goes route one. Headed clear by Ferguson, but only to the feet of Vincent. Here's the Woking right back now, Kelly Evans. Mikulski chasing down Jaskalainen, but the Woking goalkeeper is there. Vincent finding Matt Ward. Kelly Evans winning it back, and Gorman feeds it on to Anderson, but Cochrane was in the way. Back to Craig Ross, who's been quiet the last 5-10 minutes, John.
Yeah, he has. Had little to do. In fact, Jaskalainen has really been the busier of the keepers.
Craig Ross with the clearance. That rises a Woking head. That was Keane Harries as Anderson barges Petit off the ball. Challenge came in there from Beautyman.
And the Maidenhead fans chanting off, which is absurd really, because it was a 50-50 challenge. Both players have to go for it.
Player remains down for Maidenhead. None asking for any assistance.
You know, none of their players protested either.
Got the free kick, move on.
Correct.
Welcome back here to the Laithwaite Community Stadium, Tim. Woking leading by a 0-0, courtesy of Ini Effiong's close range effort. It was scruffy defending from Maidenhead as Frank Vincent took the ball around a scrambling Craig Ross. It fell kindly to Ini Effiong, who tucked the ball underneath the boot of a Maidenhead defender. Effiong in front, or putting Woking in front after just 4 minutes. His second goal since returning for a third spell. But it's all been Maidenhead United since then. In the last 20 minutes, Will Jaskalainen with a couple of decent saves, more than decent saves at the EBB on Boxing Day, certainly needed here once again. Woking are leading by a 0-0, but Maidenhead are certainly in this game as we approach 26 minutes on the clock. Ward now fed through. Was he brought down? No, says the referee. I think he was always going to ground, Matt Ward, losing his balance at the most crucial time.
Yeah, it was the right decision. It wasn't enough for me.
No. Mikulski. On to Akinola. Back to Smith. Goes down the outside route. Gorman is there to block. Short pass to locate Ward. Gives it straight back to his captain. It's tidy football from Woking here. Akinola. Just a bit caved in at the moment. Kelly Evans drives the ball clear, but straight to Ferguson. Effiong is there to challenge. Loses out in the end to Ferguson, who maintained possession. Smith down the line to Abrahams, who dragged the shot. And Jaskalainen keeps two strong gloves on the ball. Again,
causing more problems down this right-hand side of Woking's. And Jaskalainen did very well again to cling on to that. You know, it's slippery conditions out there. It's not easy for keepers. Woking at times are guilty of giving the ball away cheaply. They're sometimes trying to play out from the back. You know, playing out from the back is all well and good, but sometimes you need to put your foot through it.
Absolutely, particularly in a game of this nature. Eastleigh have taken the lead against Barnet. They lead by a goal to nil. Hartlepool 0, Oldham 1 is the latest score. As is Sutton United, who have taken the lead against Aldershot 1-0 at Gander Green Lane. And York City in front at home to Gateshead. Vincent, so assured on the ball in midfield. Gorman finds Akinola. He wants to bring it out for Woking. Was just clipped there by Abrahams.
We talked about square pegs in round holes, and Akinola is a point as well, because, you know, he was always playing in midfield, and with the best one in the world, he's not really a midfield player.
Well, I think he was signed as a defender a year and a half ago.
Yeah, and he's slotted
never
in.
Played there.
No, he's slotted in very comfortably at the back. You know, when you're a midfield player, you need different qualities. Not least, you got players coming at you from all sides, whereas when you're playing at centre half, you're just looking in front of you, and it suits him.
Definitely, I agree. Signed as a defender, now finally playing as a defender. Effiong busy all over de Havilland. Effiong gets it back. It's been a bit of a statue since the goal, any Effiong. His job is to put the ball in the back of the net, and he has done that once so far today. Akinola, Woking's number 16, to Vincent. Turns away from Petit, locating Anderson, who was just overstretching. Smith brings it clear and is driving forward for the Magpies. Here goes Reece Smith. Anderson is tracking back. Here's Abrahams. Vincent is in the way. Woking can bring it clear with Beautyman. Slotting it back to Kelly Evans. And again, Woking want to play it out from the back. Anderson back to Kelly Evans. Bit of a poor clearance, but it's out of harm's way for a moment or two. Approaching the half-hour mark here. First I've seen of Simon Bassey, the new assistant manager here at Woking, appointed in the last few days. Abrahams rebounds off the shin of Kelly Evans to reward Maidenhead. Yet another throw, 2-3 yards away from the corner flag. Dice goes short to Smith. Matt Ward with the challenge.
And having said at the start of the programme how, you know, Maidenhead are always pretty dour, not a bit of it this afternoon. They looked very impressive out there, particularly in the number 17, Reece Smith.
Petit finds Cochrane. Cochrane hits the byline. Driven across the face of goal. Akinola was in the way. Now Effiong. Chickson pitches it away, but straight to Will de Havilland. Lofted forward to Dice. Gorman has time to bring that down superbly well. They want the long ball forward here, and Effiong will get there first. Effiong rebounding off de Havilland. Challenge comes in. Vincent has the ball. Into the Maidenhead half they go. Gorman through to Effiong. It's a wonderful pass. Effiong hitting the byline, supported by Vincent and Ward. Here is the latter. Matt Ward trying to get the cross into the box, supported by Gorman this time. Two purple shirts around him. Eventually pokes it out for a goal kick.
Shame, because it was a great move. I think really, with hindsight, Effiong should have pulled the trigger, really.
Had to go for it, surely.
Yeah, he did. He was being driven wide. He took an extra touch, but he had an opportunity at one point to get his shot away. And, you know, with the conditions as they are, you never know what's going to happen. But you can see what Effiong brings to this side.
Absolutely.
He brings some pace, some
Presence.
power. Absolutely. You know, Woking was so lightweight before he arrived up top.
Bit of a missed clearance from Craig Ross, but he gets away with it as Smith diverts it goal bound towards Abrahams, who has picked the ball up again halfway through the Woking half. Cochrane on the Maidenhead right, trying to cut in on Chickson. Harries is there to support. Corner kick Maidenhead.
Yeah, not for the first time. Anderson was caught out in midfield. I know it was slightly tricky for him because the ball got caught under his foot, but you know, that's not the first time it's happened. And at the moment, Maidenhead are playing with a spring in their step, aren't they? They really are.
Yeah, they're giving it a good go here, the visitors, as we're just over 10 minutes away from half time. The rain continues to, I wouldn't say bucket down, but it's still arriving. The referee just having a word with a Maidenhead forward and a Woking defender. It's Abrahams against Anderson. The two number 23s currently in the net at the moment. Awaiting the corner, the referee, Aaron Farmer, blows the whistle. Again, switch towards the back post. Abrahams is there, and it's a complete missed effort there from Tristan Abrahams. He's been busy down this left-hand side for Maidenhead, often switching with Reece Smith. But that was a poor touch, and it is a goal kick. Goal kick. Jaskalana will take. Gets it back immediately. That's a very wayward clearance from Jaskalana. Looking for Kelly Evans. Even if he was standing there, I don't think he would have controlled
Well,
it.
it's sloppy from Woking, really. Even the pass back to him was unnecessary. Put him in a slightly difficult, awkward position. You know, Woking need to do what they were doing early doors, where they were getting the ball down, playing it to feet, moving it quickly.
Abrahams, the wrong side of Kelly Evans, who wins the free kick, colliding with the advertising board in the end. He's like Scrappy-Doo at times, Dion Kelly Evans, isn't it?
Yeah. But, you know, he's sticking to his task. What you can always say about him is he gives 110%. He really does. I mean, you know, you'd obviously rather have Dan Moss there, and he's a big miss for Woking, but, you know, Kelly Evans, he gives it his all.
Are there any other players that Woking are missing at the moment?
Yeah, Sean Dyche.
Max Dyche.
Max Dyche.
Sean Dyche.
I know, I was about to do an impression. like I'd eaten sand.
But do you think Ardley will be looking into the transfer market in January?
You would think so. You would think, really.
What are they missing?
They're missing really another striker, no two ways about it, and really someone in central defence, I think. But it depends on the injury situation, doesn't it, really? You know, how quickly Dyche will be back, whether they can move some players on.
Yeah. Headed away by Ward. Back to Dyche. Ferguson. Nice triangle football from the visitors. Dyche just on the stretch there. Cleared away by Kelly Evans. Just working on the bench today have the likes of Jamie Andrews, Lewis Walker, Denon Lewis, who's often a used substitute, Raheem Conte, Rowan Ince and Tom Leahy. Maidenhead fans are enjoying themselves in the Leslie Gosden stand. I'd say all bar 4 of them enclosed under the stand. 4 of them braving the rain, which continues to come down here at some pace. It's only going to make conditions more difficult for the second half. Woking do have a home game here on Saturday in the FA Trophy. That's against Radcliffe. You'd hope that the rain stays away the next few days, otherwise I imagine the fixture could be in some doubt on the back of this 90 minutes today. Some areas of the pitch are certainly better than the others. Both goalmouth areas are struggling at the moment. Ball's gone back to Ross. Slice clearance down the middle of the pitch. Keane Harry's header goes straight up in the air. Almost forgets to rise for the second. Ferguson shrugs off Vincent and back to Loco. Over the head of Kelly Evans, who gets back in time to nod out for a Maidenhead throw.
At the moment, Maidenhead very much bossing the middle of the park. Likes of Ferguson.
Petit back to Dice, who skips into his cross towards the back post. Mikulski is there. Welch Hayes finding Cochrane. Chickson will chase. Buteman is also there. Cross comes in. It's a really good one as well. Mikulski nods over.
But what you would say about Maidenhead is they, for all the decent football they played, they look quite toothless at the moment. I hope it remains that way. Whereas Woking had less possession, but when they attack, they look like they mean business.
Absolutely. It's a fixture that usually favours the home side. Woking 2-0 winners here back in March 2023. Of course, both games last year were 0-0. Certainly not going to get that today. And Maidenhead successful 1-0 in the reverse fixture earlier in the 2022-2023 campaign. Woking have kept 5 clean sheets here in a row against the Magpies. Their last goal here in the league way back in November 2017. That was a 1-1 draw. Woking currently leading here today by a 1-0. Kelly Evans going the wrong way from a Woking perspective. Looks for Ward. And now gained by Gorman. Turns away from trouble. Not once but twice. Chickson not near a red and white shirt. And Gorman really is controlling the midfield, John, isn't he?
Yeah, there, was a case in point. He got the ball, he had 2 Maidenhead players around him, but he kept his composure, managed to work the position and play the pass. But, at the moment, Woking are very much struggling to get their game together out there. There's too many loose passes.
Harry scrambling. Abrahams, left-footed effort, strokes it into the back of the net. And Maidenhead are level. Tristan Abrahams outside the box, beautiful effort, and the visitors are now back to all square. Woking 1, Maidenhead United 1. Woking once again giving the ball away and losing out in the worst way.
Yeah, it's been coming, it really has. Woking have become very, very sloppy. Harris there really didn't do anywhere near enough, and Jaskalainen could do nothing about the effort. But as I say, Woking have gradually been pegged back. I think that Maidenhead have worked really hard out there. They've closed Woking down and they've forced them back and forced them into errors.
Indeed. Mistakes and errors. Jaskalainen flat-footed as Abrahams gets the equaliser for Maidenhead United, and it's 1-1 here at the Laithwaite with just over 5 minutes to go until half-time. But Woking have switched off again. Mikulski is chasing this. Jaskalainen is out to claim and delivers the ball into the stands.
You think how well Woking started the game. It was, they were all over Maidenhead really for the first 20 minutes or so, and then slowly but surely Maidenhead have worked their way back into the game. They've got about Woking, they've stopped them playing passes, and they put them under pressure, and Woking have looked more and more sloppy.
Ferguson on the back of Anderson. Eventually Buteman gets it clear. It's just too long for Effiong. Welcome back to the Laithwaite Community Stadium, Tim. We've had another goal. It's come to the visitors, and safe to say it has been coming. Tristan Abrahams on the edge of the box. John Moore took his effort very well.
He did. He certainly did, but it was a Woking mistake, and it's what Maidenhead have deserved, really. They've worked their way back into this game, and they look the more dangerous of the two sides out there at the moment.
They really do. 1-1 with 5 minutes to go until half-time. Ini Effiong, who put Woking in front after just 4 minutes. They've been quiet since then, Tim, and Maidenhead had hit back with Tristan Abrahams. 38 minutes was the minute on the clock. 40 minutes now on the clock. Woking 1, Maidenhead 1. Gorman out to Anderson. Back to Gorman in the centre circle. Kelly Evans is asking for it. and will claim it. Here he is, Wokin's number 27. Looking for Ward. And Loco puts it out of play for another Woking corner.
That's better from Woking, moving it quicker, trying to find Ward, who is their most dangerous player out there. Make no two mistakes about it.
Gorman will take this corner kick. Effiong and Akinola, Harries all in the box. Anderson right on the keeper. Gorman takes a few steps back. Deep breath, left hand in the air. Chickson and Kelly Evans remain back. Gorman again towards the back post. Beautyman there with Effiong, cleared by a purple shirt. Chickson locating Ward. Gorman has all the space, and here he is, the Woking captain, back to Ward, who's looking to go direct here, lofting a ball into the box. It's missed by Ross. And Akinola trying to turn back into the box. Cleared away in the end by Cochrane. Just no real spring on the ball, is there, John?
No, there isn't. A bit of hesitancy there from Craig Ross, and I thought Woking were going to be in.
Gorman has it back. Now switching left, looking for Effiong, who leaves it to Beautyman. Beautyman up against Welch Hayes, but he's back to goal, 2-3 yards away from the far corner flag. Beautyman losing out to the right back, and eventually cleared once again by Cochrane. Now coming forward, the visitors, with Abrahams, the goal scorer for Maidenhead. Anderson with time to bring it down, lets it go to Gorman. Beautyman misses out, Gorman gets another go. Maidenhead coming forward here with pace. Smith driving towards goal, wants to cut back in on that more favoured right foot. Left footed strike though, and just clipped over by Jaskalainen. The closest of touches for Jaskalainen to send it over. Again, Smith causing problems.
Yeah, he looks a very good player. He really does. Well balanced, he's got pace, and he's got a shot on him too, and he's causing all sorts of problems out there.
Which side are they going to take this corner? It's going to be this near touchline. It's going to be Nathan Ferguson once again. Welch Hayes has stayed back. Sorry, John.
Yeah, I was going to say Woking need to keep their concentration levels up. It's so important they don't concede just before half time.
Taking his time here, Ferguson. He's got the ball perfectly poised on the quadrant. Every red and white shirt back for the Cards. 1-1 here at the Laithwaites. Ferguson towards the near post. Free header! Wide from Dice. Wants the corner and won't get it. Free header for Tyrese Dice. And he's put it wide.
Yeah, what an opportunity. I was just about to say that. Actually, Woking have defended set pieces quite well this half. But there they completely nodded off. Jaskalainen going to take the goal kick.
Cleared by Welch Hayes. Harries challenging for the header. Flag stayed down. Vincent on the turn finds Akinola. Back to Jaskalainen. Akinola with the return ball, surrounded by two purple shirts, goes straight to Ferguson. Stolen off him by Ward, and Vincent can bring it away. Rebounds off Ferguson. Akinola opts to take a touch, volleys it clear, and Dice will happily accept the throw.
And again, Maidenhead getting about Woking, forcing them into errors.
One additional minute then to the first half. All the ones at the moment. 1-1 here. One additional minute. Dice with the throw. That great chance to give Maidenhead the lead a few moments ago with that free header from the corner. The two number 17s in each other's way, and Ward has won the throw. Astonishingly, a Woking throw. Ward clearly got the final touch there. Kelly Evans, less than 5 yards away from the corner flag, looking for length here. Effiong puts it on a bit further. Mikulski Now with Abrahams, nice footwork here from Maidenhead. Dice infield to Smith again, wants to get it on that right foot of his, drives it, and it clips the top of the crossbar. Came off a Woking leg on its way through. Certainly the way that both teams need to go at it in the second half, John. Hit the ball from range, it could go anywhere.
It could, but it's that man Smith again. You know, he looks unplayable at the moment. Every time he gets the ball, Woking don't know what he's going to do. As I say, he's so well balanced, he can go left, he could go right, and he was just inches away there from putting Maidenhead ahead.
Real venom on the shot as well, wasn't there?
Yeah, as I say, he's caused all manner of problems out there.
Final chance then for Maidenhead at the end of the first half. As soon as this ball is cleared, surely we'll have half time. Very central, up goes Loco, up goes Effiong. Referee puts whistle to mouth. And we are at half time. The way we started, all square, but both teams have found the back of the net. Ini Effiong, after just 4 minutes, putting the home team in front. His second goal and his third spell back here at the Laithwaite. But Maidenhead grew as the half went on and eventually got their reward with a fine effort from Tristan Abrahams after just 38 minutes. If we take the first half, John, in two sides, the first sort of 20 minutes were very good from Woking, but they've looked second best since then.
Absolutely, they got a great start, took the lead, looked confident, looked a threat, and then slowly but surely Maidenhead worked their way back into the game. That man Smith, the number 17, causing all sorts of problems, and it was actually no surprise, you know, when they got an equaliser. Even prior to that, Jaskalainen had to make 2 or 3 really good saves, and you know, it's well balanced, this game at the moment.
It really is, John. We'll let you go and grab your half-time cup of tea, and so will our online listeners. But I believe you're with us here, Tim Durrant, at the Laithwaite Community Stadium, where at half-time it is 1-1 between Woking and Maidenhead. Woking started the game very brightly, as they did at the EBB on Boxing Day. An effort from Ini Effiong after just 4 minutes, rolling under the boot of a Maidenhead defender to give the Cards a well-deserved lead. They've dominated in midfield, particularly through the first 20 minutes, but back came Maidenhead with a number of very good efforts, 1 or 2 hitting the frame of the goal, 1 or 2 fine saves from Jaskalainen, who could do nothing about Tristan Abrahams' fine left-footed effort after just 38 minutes to give Maidenhead real life in this game. They're certainly in the game. They were before the goal, they certainly are now as we approach half-time. 1-1 here at the Laithwaite. Both teams could still take maximum points here. Trying, so it's Prince
We're about to reach in the second half. You're Woking!
Back here on BBC Radio Surrey for the second half of Woking against Maidenhead. Poor ball there from Chickson, but will be retrieved by Kelly Evans, looking for Ward down the line. The collected by Petite. Let's run you through the two teams there. No changes at the break. Woking continuing in goal with Will Jaskalainen, a back four of Dion Kelly-Evans alongside Akinola, Harries and Chickson. Midfield, a combination of Gorman, Anderson and Beautyman, Vincent, Ward and Effiong, scorer of the Woking goal. For Maidenhead, Craig Ross in goal, a back four of Welch Hayes, de Havilland, Loco and Dyche. In midfield, Owen Cochrane, joined by Reece Smith and Tristan Abraham on the flanks. Petite and Ferguson supporting Sean Mikulski through the middle. This afternoon's attendance has come through, 1,848, as Kelly-Evans lashes across the face of goal. Has gone out for a throw in the end. 1,848 the total attendance here at the Laithwaite. 1,637 home supporters, 211 visiting for Maidenhead. I guess the message at half-time, John, would be for Woking to start the second half as they did the first.
Very much so, and to step it up, because, as I say, you've got to give credit to Maidenhead. They really got about Woking and stopped them playing at times.
Beautyman's header. Gorman stabbing it forward to Anderson. For Beautyman once more. Akinola comes across. Time for the touch. Spot on as well. Cut out by Ferguson. And Cochrane searching for Mikulski. Jaskalainen comes out and doesn't take any chances. We're going to have Ollie Webber on the bench alongside Jamie Andrews, Lewis Walker, Denon Lewis, Raheem Conte, Rowan Ince and Tom Leahy. Challenge from Chickson was a good one. Anderson stops the ball dead. It's an ambitious ball to Kelly-Evans, but does find its target. Back to Gorman. Anderson, the cries of man on, as Abrahams was looming. The Maidenhead United scorer on 38 minutes has this game firmly in the balance. 1-1 at the Laithwaite. Loco misses out, but Dyche will retrieve. Flying header there from Akinola. Gorman goes sliding in. Good pass in the end to Ward. Vincent 1-2 with Ward. Back to Jermaine Anderson, Woking's number 23. On to Chickson. Back into the Maidenhead half. Beautyman short to Harries. Just said in the first half, likes to go long. He's looking around and goes direct. A really good pass to find Vincent. Gorman spreads it out to Kelly-Evans. Really good build up here from Woking, playing from right to left as we look. Really good cross as well from Kelly-Evans, brought down superbly well by Welch Hayes. But Woking still have possession with Chickson. Chickson looking down the line for Beautyman. Nice build-up play once again, John. Yeah,
better from Woking. They're moving the ball quicker. I still think Beautyman's wasted though, really, over on this left-hand side.
I agree, yeah. Chickson playing a 1-2 with Harries. A good signing, Adam Chickson. Akinola. Vincent likewise. Woking's number 30 in the centre circle, again going through the middle of the pitch. Effiong finding Kelly-Evans, who's really gaining ground on that far side. Kelly-Evans, Vincent is screaming for it between the lines. Ward keeps it in play. Right to left as we look for Woking. Good ball into the box. Beautyman is there. Chickson will collect at the back post. Needs a bit of support in a red and white shirt. Wins the throw. Chickson onto Anderson. Beautyman. 360 turn back to Jermaine Anderson. Cut out by Petite. Woking have their throw. Rain has just paused and halted for a moment. The ground getting boggier by the minute. Chickson down the line, looking for Evian, who is sandwiched between two purple shirts. Here's Jermaine Anderson, back to Chickson, rebounds off Petite's shins. Lovely touch from Beautyman, nearly opened it up for Effiong. Just trying to work in tight areas at the moment, Woking, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's been a good start to the second half. They've come out, with renewed energy and confidence.
The first real voice from the Woking supporters. The yelp of Cardinals behind the KRE. Chickson locating Beautyman. Ball went out of play. Flag's gone up. Will be a Maidenhead throw. Woking with a busy month ahead in multiple competitions. They entertain Radcliffe, fingers crossed, here on Saturday in the FA Trophy. The Derby under 21s are the next visitors in the National League Cup. That is on Tuesday the 7th. Next league game is away at Hewish Park. Their hosts are Yeovil. The next home league game is against bottom side Ebbsfleet. Really having a very, very tough season. Hacked clear by Petit, met by Harries. Chickson now involved. Good challenge though by Cochrane. And set Mikulski away. Mikulski, low ball, looking for Abrahams. The keeper is there. But again, a shake of the head, John Moore.
Well, brilliant work from Jääskeläinen. I know he got a little bit lucky, but he anticipated what was going to happen, and he saved Woking again. That was Chickson down this left-hand side. He was guilty of losing the ball in a really bad area.
Anderson finding Akinola. Here's Matt Ward. On to Kelly Evans. Vincent is herring forward. Doesn't get it. Ward does. Vincent is the target on the right if Ward needs him. Ward back to Vincent. Getting it back onto his left foot. Crosses deep towards the back post. Beyond Effiong. Beyond everybody. It is a goal kick.
Right idea, but it just overhit the cross. But better from Woking, really. Trying to work the ball quicker.
Goal kick. Let's go through some scores. Eastleigh lead Barnet by 1-0. And after 16 minutes, Tyree Shade with the opening goal down at the Silver Lake Stadium. Ebbsfleet goalless between obviously Ebbsfleet and Dagenham and Redbridge. A Forest Green trail at home to Yeovil. Funny few weeks for Forest Green. Hartlepool have responded with a goal. 1-1 at home to Oldham. Sutton still ahead on Aldershot. 1-0 at Gander Green Lane. And York City lead at Gateshead up in the northeast. 1-0 there. 1-1 here as Ward went flying in on Dice. Akinola cuts out the ball. Meanwhile, at the other end of the pitch, missed by Kelly Evans, met by Vincent. Rebounds for a Woking throw. One or two cries from the Maidenhead supporters,
and with good reason, because I thought there was a foul by Ward over on their fullback. You know, he was late.
Woking throw. Locko with the header. Gorman losing out to Ferguson. And Harries took a chance against Mikulski. One or two sharp intakes of breath. Might have been more than one or two. Akinola between the lines to locate Ward. 16 on to 17. Kelly Evans finding Vincent, who's playing much deeper in the second half. 53 minutes on the clock. 1-1. Live here on BBC Radio Surrey and BBC Radio Sussex. Slip through. Met by Smith.
Yeah, I don't know about you, Mark, but I don't like to see my centre-back trying to play like Beckenbauer.
No, unless your name's Beckenbauer. Anderson keeps Woking possession. Trying to get that goal to take them back in front. Driven long by Harries, and now with Harry Beautyman, who's tucked more central. Anderson finding Akinola in the centre circle. Here's Kelly Evans with a bit of room on the far side. Dispossessed by Petit. And Mikulski is away. In between both Woking central defenders, Harries comes across. Really good challenge. Abraham says, leave it to me, but no, Mikulski carries on. Bundled over in the end. Goal kick given. I think the Maidenhead United supporters had a better view than the referee. What was your take, John Moore?
Wasn't a penalty. What it was an excellent challenge from Harris. Yes. I know we've given him some stick, but that was well timed and so important. Again, it came about from a Woking error. This time it was Kelly Evans losing the ball in the wrong area, and suddenly Maidenhead are away. You know, and they have got some pace about them.
They do. They certainly do. Here's Tunji Akinola, Woking's number 16. Finding Frank Vincent, who looks long for Effiong. Over his head, Ward will chase. De Havilland is there to tidy up. Back to Petit. Short pass to find Dice. On to Smith. Lofted forward in the direction of Abrahams, who has room here to manoeuvre. Gorman will go over and look to block. Smith is there to support. Abrahams wants to go himself. Red and white shirts getting back in the right place as Ward goes searching for Effiong. Terrible pass in the end. Smith driving into the box, left-footed cross is beyond everybody and out of play for a goal kick.
And a rare error there from Smith, who, as I say, has looked sublime out there at times. The game is very much on a knife edge, isn't it, really, at the moment? You feel the next goal is going to be really, really important if it comes.
Goal kick to be taken by Will Jaskalainen. Just finding anything green in that 6-yard area will do. Supported by Akinola and Harries, goes with Akinola short. And Woking happy to play out from the back once more. Hoisted forward in the direction of Ini Effiong, who towers above Loco. Ward just overrunning it, but does win the throw.
No sign of any activity on the bench from Woking.
Not at the moment. Vincent trying to get through. Sliding in, finds Beautyman switching out to Ward on the far side. Matt Ward, decent ball in, met by Loco. Good touch from Petit to get it away for the visitors. Up goes Akinola, finding Gorman. Infield ball to look for Vincent. Missed out. Abraham searching for Mikulski, trying to get the wrong side of Akinola. Jaskalainen once again is there. Harries to Jermaine Anderson, who has lost out there to Cochrane. Cochrane now motoring into the box, pushed away by Harries. Cochrane, oh, the cross was completely wrong. Completely wrong there from Owen Cochrane. Sean Mikulski said it didn't have to be that difficult. A simple ball across the box. Surely would be 2-1 Maidenhead. It isn't, it's 1-1.
Well, Woking got lucky there. Again, Anderson got caught dwelling on the ball, again in a really bad position. I mean, you know, if I was Neil Ardley, I would be looking really to get Jamie Andrews on the pitch. I don't really understand why he hasn't featured at all under Ardley, because, you know, certainly under Doyle, he was one of Woking's better players. He's got legs, he can get up and down the pitch.
Tim, you're back with us here at the Laithwaite. It still remains Woking 1, Maidenhead United 1. Woking again starting the second half as they did the first, except without the goal. But as you just joined us, a very, very wild cross from Owen Cochrane. And really, all we had to do was square the ball to Sean Mikulski, who could have tapped home. It's a very wild clearance from Will Jaskalainen in tough conditions here. The same for both sides, you might say. Both sides with decent chances to take the lead here. But as it remains, after 59 minutes, it is Woking 1, Maidenhead United 1. Dice. Finding Abrahams. Abrahams on the Maidenhead left, closest to the travelling supporters. Dice once more. Abrahams lets the ball roll across his body. First time ball, left-footed, is a good one. Meeting it was Cochrane. The ball then just sits still in the box as Chickson tries to play out, surrounded by purple shirts. He's done okay in the end. Gets the clearance down the line in search of Anderson, who does keep the ball in. Wins the throw, I imagine, and he does.
Well, fair play to Chickson, because goodness me, he was dribbling with the ball in the penalty area and you feared the worst, but he kept his head, managed to clear his lines.
Chickson out to Akinola. Ward coming infield now, switching out to Vincent, who's certainly given this one legs. Low ball rather, cut out by De Havilland.
And again, you can see the importance of Ward. You know, when he picks up the ball, he's always looking to go forward, and he creates space and causes a lot of panic.
Cross comes in search of Beautyman, collected easily by Craig Ross.
Really wanted Effiong there, not Beautyman.
Yeah. Clearance spiralling away from Mikulski, who was dragged to the floor by Akinola. Legally, says the referee. Gorman losing out to his opposite number, Nathan Ferguson. And now with Welsh Hayes. Miles Welsh Hayes at right back, challenged by Beautyman again. Fairly, says the referee. Anderson can bring it away. Beautyman is screaming for the ball on this near touchline. And here he is, Harry Beautyman finding Ini Effiong. Back to Chickson. Gorman demanding the ball in the centre circle. Doesn't get it on this occasion. Does now. Here's Akinola. Dion Kelly-Evans at right back for Woking, cutting infield once more. Anderson gets the ball, trotting forward the Woking number 23. Jermaine Anderson back to Gorman. Here's Frank Vincent, Woking's number 30. Well and truly over the hour mark now. 1-1 at the Laithwaite. Ward losing out when trying to search for Vincent. And now he's got a real chase on here, Matt Ward, and he's won the ball superbly well. Keeps it in play as well, and Woking have possession back. Kelly-Evans. Akinola. Vincent, lovely turn. Frank Vincent is away. Beautyman to his left. Frank Vincent trying to shape for the shot. In the end, takes too much time. Switches it back. Vincent! Beyond the goalkeeper, and indeed the goal itself. Really should have taken the effort a couple of seconds earlier.
Definitely, but he did all the right things till it came to the shot. Better from Woking.
The build-up play has been very impressive at times.
Yeah, it has, particularly given the state of the pitch as well and the conditions.
One or two words there from Miles Welch Hayes, which you may have picked up on. Having a word with his manager, Alan Devonshire. Neil Ardley much more muted in the Woking dugout. The first few players are starting to warm up, including Jamie Andrews, Lewis Walker and Tom Leahy. Missed by Harries. Chickson is there, as is Dale Gorman. Matt Ward once again, offloading to Kelly-Evans. Dale Gorman, the former Barnet midfielder, certainly back at his best the last fortnight. Can he continue this form going into 2025? Harry's looking for Kelly-Evans. Stolen off him. Stole the ball off. Did Gorman, Beautyman, Effiong. One-touch football until Effiong picks up the ball. Again, Kelly-Evans on the overlap. Just beyond Ward. He does get the header away. Towered up. Despite not being the tallest, Matt Ward with an effort on target. Craig Ross had to be there, John.
Yeah, again a decent attack from Woking down that right hand side, and Ward, it was a good header too.
Gorman dispossesses Abrahams. Woking very much in the ascendancy. Maidenhead had that spell in the first half and they were rewarded eventually with a goal. Can Woking make this count? Still very little activity in the Woking dugout. Likewise in the Maidenhead United corner. Here's Harry Beautyman trying to get the wrong side of the defender. Beautyman surely pulled down. Was penalty. And was that a red card as well?
Indeed. Yep.
Red card.
Oh, goodness me. That could be a game changer. I wasn't actually that convinced it was a foul on Beautyman, really. I thought he made an awful lot of it. Seemed to be second best behind the Maidenhead player, and then to me seemed to fling himself, but there weren't too many complaints, were there?
I don't think there was much contact, but when the arm is still round and Beautyman goes to ground, there's only going to be one outcome, isn't there? Only going to be one outcome, and it's the mouthy Miles Welch Hayes who has been sent off for a last man challenge, and Maidenhead are down to 10. Harry Beautyman, who scored from the spot on Boxing Day to give Woking the lead against Aldershot, has a chance to put Woking back in front. Harry Beautyman from 12 yards. Craig Ross, who has stood in that goal so many times in the past, has both hands in the air. Harry Beautyman, stunning penalty to put Woking back in front. And on career start number 500, Harry Beautyman has put Woking 2-1 up here in the 65th minute. Woking 2, Maidenhead United 1. John Moore.
Well, that's had to take a penalty. It was never in doubt. Fantastic shot right into the side netting. And you know what a great career Beautyman's had. 500 appearances, and he's done so well at every club that he's played for. Let's hope now that Woking can kick on. You know,
Yes.
they've got a man advantage. It's a heavy pitch out there as well.
A punch in the air from Harry Beautyman. Another player that seems to be picking up form in the last few weeks. A scorer on Boxing Day from the spot. No doubt here on New Year's Day, Beautyman is lethal from 12 yards. And he's put Woking back in front. Perhaps John Moore, on the basis of the second half, had it been coming?
I think both sides have looked threatening. Maybe Woking a tad more.
The Ward header perhaps started the ignition.
Yeah, you know, Ward has got that about his game, really.
Woking lead by 2-1. Nothing Craig Ross could do about the spot kick. A push from Effiong, and indeed he is also offside.
Would you say on the balance of play though, Maidenhead hard done by?
They had that cross, but again it's not necessarily an effort. I don't know, I think Woking, on the basis of the second half, looks like the team that we're going to score next.
Yeah, I would
and now
agree
they've
with
got that goal.
Yeah, let's hope they can, you know, keep the lead. And what has been noticeable is that Smith has been quiet this half as well for Maidenhead, which tells you
he's not at the service.
No.
And even Abrahams has looked a little lethargic. Downward header from Effiong. Smith, here he is, up against Chickson. Ferguson, back to Smith. Chips it towards the back post. The header is a cross goal and clips the base of the post. Last touch came off a Woking man. And just as we're speaking the praises of Woking finding the goods to find the goal, Maidenhead with 10 men almost struck back.
And just as we were saying that Smith had been quiet this half, he drifts over to this right hand side and causes all sorts of problems.
Corner kick to Maidenhead. Nathan Ferguson in charge. Referee not happy with something. Walter Haviland is miles away from the goal at the moment, being marshalled I think by Akinola. It's a long way from us. Referee blows his whistle. Crosses deep, met by Dice. Was he brought down? No, says the referee. Yellow card for someone in a purple shirt. They're so far away it's hard to see. Primarily I guess for his reaction as to how on earth was that not a penalty. What do you think, John?
Loving this referee at the moment, I have to say. You know, Maidenhead not getting any of the decisions really. And you can probably hear what the Maidenhead fans think of him as well.
We won't translate.
I remember this referee before. He's been quite erratic. I think I seem to recall he's been very card happy in the past as well.
Just the two today, one yellow, one red. Will de Haviland going into the book. The corner met by Gorman at the front post. Cochrane switching it back out to Ferguson. Left-footed cross is a pretty good one as well. Header by Mikulski. Lands kindly for Dice. Remains in play as well. Dice prodding it back to Smith. Smith who wants it on that right foot clearly. Smith to Dice once more. Low cross. Again Gorman standing in the way. Smith tidying up and finding Cochrane. Ferguson. Woking still very much in a defensive shape. Cochrane unsupported at the moment, surrounded by Effiong and Ward. Goes long and goes amiss. Maidenhead looking to respond. The 10 men of Maidenhead. Abrahams, header. Vincent will try and close on Dice. Dice on the edge of the penalty area, 30 yards out. Now with Smith. Away from Beautyman. Cross again is a good one. Met by Harries. All Maidenhead United at the moment. Abrahams, the start of yet another attack here for the visitors. 70 minutes on the clock. 20 to go.
And
Throw to the visitors.
Beautyman telling Woking to get up. They're dropping so deep. To get up a good 5-10 yards if they can. Condense the play.
Up rises Harries. Chickson allows the ball to bounce. Lofts it over his head for a Maidenhead United throw. Still, no action in the dugout on either side. Cochrane rebounds off a Woking leg, but the sting of the shot was taken out of it.
And a chance for Woking to, if you like, get their composure back.
Welcome back to the Laithwaite Community Stadium, Tim and listeners. Woking have gone back in front from the spot. Harry Beautyman fouled by Miles Welsh-Hayes, who was sent off for a last man challenge, has been given his marching orders. Maidenhead United down to 10. Harry Beautyman, who converted from the spot at the EBB on Boxing Day, does so again, certainly with aplomb. A lashing finish to put Woking back in front, recently celebrating 500 career appearances at Harry Beautyman. Start number 501 today. Celebrates with a goal, and Anderson nearly allowing Mikulski through on goal. But Maidenhead, despite being down to 10, are not out of this. They've had one or two very good chances since the goal, which came after 66 minutes. 72 minutes on the clock now. They've just hit the base of the post, end to end here at the Laithwaite. Cracking game. Woking lead 2-1. Ward looking for Effiong, cut out by Dice. Here's Dion Kelly-Evans with a bit of room and a bit of space. Gorman finding Beautyman onside. The touch let him down. Wonderful ball from Gorman. But it's that kind of afternoon. The touch has to be perfect, John.
Yeah, it was a good run as well. Give credit to Gorman though. He has pinged the ball about so well today.
Kelly-Evans with the header. 16 minutes between Woking and 3 points. Crucial 3 points against another team seemingly in a relegation scrap. Ward losing out to Ferguson. Back to Petit. Dice on the Maidenhead left. Toe pokes it back to Petit. Abrahams has given up the chase, which allows Jaskalainen to come out and claim unchallenged.
A fair play to Maidenhead. You wouldn't know which side were down to 10 men.
Elsewhere, Eastleigh 1, Barnet 1 is the latest score. Barnet have hit back there. Ebbsfleet losing at home yet again. Dagenham and Redbridge have hit 2 there. Of course, recently changing their manager. Forest Green 0, Yeovil 1, Hartlepool United 2, Oldham 1, Sutton 1, Aldershot Town is also a latest score, and York City still lead Gateshead by a goal to 0. Woking currently remaining in 17th with a victory here today, but would put 5 points between themselves and the relegation zone. Jaskalainen, goodness me.
Again, it's so casual from Woking. Play it forward. Why do you have to play it at the back? You know, you can just see what's going to happen, can't you? We don't move it forward, we go backwards all the time. It ends up going to Jaskalainen. It's a sloppy pass, and Woking put themselves under pressure.
Unnecessary pressure as well.
Correct. What is this business of playing out from the back all the time? Sometimes just put your foot through it.
Route 1, Effiong rebounds off the shins of a Maidenhead United player. Now with Dale Gorman. Searching ball to Kelly-Evans, bringing it into the Maidenhead half. Quarter of an hour to go. 2-1 Woking lead. But still the 10 men of Maidenhead haven't given up. They are resilient. They're determined to get something from this game. Chickson out to Anderson. Beautyman. It's a poor pass in search of Vincent. And likewise the same from Ferguson. Kelly Evans now, 20 yards from goal. Vincent can't get around Loco. Ferguson clears to Abrahams. Only has Mikulski in support. Goes long beyond Akinola, who throws a leg out. Did enough. It rolls kindly back to Jääskeläinen.
You've got to say that's really good defending from Akinola. He read the situation really well.
The rain has returned here. We're in for a tough final 14 minutes here at the Laithwaite. 2-1 the host lead. Kelly Evans, too long for Vincent. Rebounds of Wokin's number 30. A throw in to Maidenhead United.
So sloppy from Kelly Evans. You know, it was a regulation pass toward 5 yards and he gets it wrong.
Change is imminent, I think, from both sides. Abrahams, first time ball, looking for Mikulski again. Akinola is there. Kelly Evans messes up the touch, gifts Maidenhead a corner, and will Woking get these changes on before this corner? We shall see. It's Jamie Andrews who is ready to come on.
Well, Kelly Evans, to me, he's had quite a difficult afternoon, hasn't he, really? You know,
seen a lot of the ball.
He has, but he hasn't made the best use of it, and he keeps getting caught down that side. Oh, for Dan Moss coming back.
Indeed. Corner kick incoming. The wait for Jamie Andrews goes on. Wokin's number 6 about to arrive. 13 minutes to play. Corner comes in, it's short, it's poor, but it does fall to Petit on the edge of the area. Beautyman went flying in, got some part of his body on it. Out to Smith. Maidenhead still have the ball. This is Abrahams switching back out to that left hand side. Petit, Casey Petit. Long ball, route 1. Looking for some of the Maidenhead attackers. Here's one of them, Abrahams on the edge of the box, challenged by Vincent and once more by Gorman. Dice now curling the ball into the box. Jääskeläinen is there, and Jääskeläinen gets 2 hands on the ball and goes immediately to ground.
But again, you know, Maidenhead moving the ball around, switching it from flank to flank, trying desperately to get that equaliser.
Thank you all for your support here this afternoon.
Official attendance was just read out, which today is 1,848, 1,848, 1,637 home supporters, 211 from Maidenhead, 2-1-1 for the Magpies. Beautyman locating Chickson. Anderson on to Harries, rather flicks it back to Jermaine Anderson. Once again it's shadowed by Smith, just won't go away. Harries doesn't know where to go, goes to Vincent. Gorman asking his teammate just to relax. Ross has come a long way, does get there first, chested down by Chickson, clearance by Petit. Mikulski will keep this in play, astonishingly. Rounds Harries, who barges him off the ball, and Maidenhead have a free kick.
Awful from Harris. You know, he got dragged out to this near side, just exactly what you don't want to happen to you when you're a lumbering centre back. It just got done, didn't he?
He certainly did. That is the expression. He got done. Still no Jamie Andrews, who is ready and poised. But I think we'll see this Maidenhead United free kick first. Woking leading by 2-1. Just over 10 minutes to go here at the Laithwaite. We're in for a big 10 minutes between two teams seemingly contesting relegation. Can Woking start to pull away? They could do so if they collect 3 points here today. And with teams, including Maidenhead, losing around them, would certainly be a double boost. Ready for this free kick, 6 yards away from the corner flag, on the flank nearest to us. And again the referee wants to have a word with Tunji Akinola. And And I think it's Will de Havilland, who's on a yellow card, remember. Hit with real pace is the cross, cleared off the line. Cleared off the line by a red and white shirt. Jääskeläinen was beaten. And what an opportunity for Maidenhead to try and get the equaliser for the second time in this game. Now with 10 men, we'll get very few opportunities better than that, John.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fantastic free kick. It really was, hit with real pace and venom.
Corner comes in. Central once again. Effiong is in the way. Out to Cochrane. Now with Smith. Trying to get the wrong side of Beautyman. Smith still has the ball. Keeps it in play. Beautyman was caught. He keeps it in play. Prevents the corner. It's a wild back pass, but Chickson is there to help out. Petit takes the touch. Tries to get the cross in. It's more of a shot in the end. Straight at Will Jääskeläinen. Gorman is demanding his goalkeeper to take every single second he can.
Yeah, and I don't blame him. I didn't see who it was who cleared it off the line, but whoever it was did a fantastic job.
I can only see Effiong or Anderson. I don't know who got the last touch. If you're watching this on the highlights, you'll certainly have a better view.
Well, Andrews isn't coming on now. He's put his top back on.
Neil Ardley changing his mind. Gorman finding Anderson. It's been a busy spell for Woking in December. You'd imagine changes will come shortly. Kelly Evans. Lovely ball out to Kelly Evans from Anderson. Here's Gorman, the Woking captain. Curling one into the box. Effiong right at the back post. De Havilland is in the way. Effiong is chasing this one down and collects the loose ball. Gorman, 35 yards out. Shape of the shot. Dale Gorman on target. Straight into the girth of Craig Ross.
Yeah, right idea, but far too near the keeper.
Worth a go?
Yeah, definitely. As we said, in these conditions, anything can happen. It is raining again.
Mikulski wins the free kick. And the Maidenhead United fans are enjoying that decision.
You still feel there's another goal in this game, don't you?
Definitely you do. And even with 10 men, Maidenhead could be the scorers of the fourth goal. They look more threatening at the moment.
Yeah, they do.
Giving this a real good go, the Magpies. And why not? 10 men, 10 minutes to go.
But, I am surprised Ardley hasn't brought on some subs to freshen it up a little bit. It's a very heavy pitch. He's got the likes of Andrews on the bench.
Ball comes into the box. De Havilland is scrambling. The ball fails to bounce. And in the end, Jääskeläinen can claim rather fortuitously.
Yeah, it was another heart-stopping moment. It was another really good ball into the box.
Gorman. Akinola strikes the ball firmly, gets it away. And just like that, the mistake comes from Cochrane. Working throw. Now just taking a little bit more time off the clock. Chickson in no rush for this throw. We are going to see a change now eventually. Jamie Andrews. And it's Frank Vincent who's been withdrawn, John.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised by that because I think he's put in a very tidy performance, Frank Vincent. But it's good to see Jamie Andrews back on the field. I thought he was pretty impressive under the previous manager, and quite unlucky really not to be in the side.
Andrews is on, Vincent is off. Chickson at left back for Woking. Throws the ball back to a very muddy Kean Harries. Akinola to Anderson, shifted on to Kelly Evans on the Woking right. Trying to sprint forward now, assessing options left and right, leaves it for Anderson. It's beyond Gorman, but he will get there first. Purple shirts are all back here with the exception of Sean Mikulski. Here's Jermaine Anderson. Matt Ward with a bit of time and space to turn. Matt Ward now onto Andy Effiong. Effiong shaping for the shot, trying to get it out onto his right, surrounded by purple shirts. Beautyman pulls his shot wide. Wants the corner, won't get it. Another opportunity for Woking's number 7.
Well, it was half a chance, wasn't it, really? The ball fell quite kindly to him. He was almost a bit surprised, I think, but didn't really get a decent connection on it and rather scuffed it.
Final 5 minutes here. Goal kick to be taken by Craig Ross. For many years, the Woking goalkeeper. Now a certain starter for Maidenhead as Harries goes back to Jaskalainen, who is certainly a certain starter for Woking these days. Has made a number of key saves this afternoon. And here is the substitute, Jamie Andrews. Now with Beautyman. Beautyman locating Anderson. Away from his opposite number, Abrahams. Kelly Evans on to Matt Ward. Woking in search of this third. That would surely put the game beyond the reach of Maidenhead. Andrews, flicked on by Beautyman, trying to get the ball onto Effiong, doesn't work out. Defensive caps on, Harries is there first, last touch of a purple shirt, Woking through. Changes coming then for Maidenhead. And Alan Devonshire's waited to the 86th minute to change something, John.
Yeah, well, you know, his team has done him proud out there, really. There was no obvious player crying out to be substituted. As I say, overall, I've been very impressed with Maidenhead. I really, really have. A completely different outfit from others under the manager, you know, which, as I say, were always a bit cautious, always a bit defensive. There's been a real brightness about them today.
2 changes for Maidenhead. Tyrese Dice and Casey Petit have both been withdrawn. Bradley Keach and Sam Barrett are the 2 that have come on. Adam Chickson is about to be booked. Seemingly for taking a little bit long with the throw-in. And we're going to see a yellow card. Couldn't quite see who.
Could have been Alan Devonshire.
It could have been. I just didn't really have the best of views for arguing the case of this very slow motion throw, which we're still waiting for Adam Chickson.
Well, Effion's saying, you know, throw it to me. I'll win it in the air. I can hold it up. Just give it to me. Throw it down the line.
Right, referee blows his whistle. Wasted 60 seconds, and on we go. Cochrane's header away from Barrett. Mikulski getting the better of the argument with Akinola on this occasion. Shifted out to Smith. Smith with the ball into the box. Jaskalainen can see that one over comfortably for a goal kick.
So Smith has shifted over onto this right hand side, and he hasn't been anywhere near as effective as he was in the first half, where he caused Woking all sorts of problems. And the Woking man of the match announced, as will Jaskalainen. Any complaints about that?
Not really. I think Gorman's played very well. I think Beautyman at times has played very well. I do really like Adam Chickson, but I think the right man has got the man of the match, Will Jaskalainen. With some top saves when the game was 1-0, when the game was 1-1. There's a foul from Akinola. He might still be needed inside the final 90 seconds.
Yeah, and that was a needless foul from Akinola as well. What was he doing coming in to the back of the player like that? Just stand your ground, man.
So an opportunity from a dead ball for Maidenhead United. Every Woking player, unsurprisingly, back behind the ball. It's going to be a one-man Woking ball, probably 40 yards out. Barrett in charge. Sam Barrett, a recent substitute, runs away now, leaves it to Ferguson, who wanted to go short to Abrahams. Dummied the effort in the end. Referee blows his whistle. Enough waiting. It's chipped into the box, very central. Mikulski is there. Abrahams now collecting the loose ball. Barrett, another well-timed challenge from Dale Gorman.
Yeah, I think he's been excellent out there this afternoon.
Really good.
His work rate, the quality of his passing as well.
And that play between transition as well, taking the ball from the defenders and starting attacks. So crucial in this Neil Ardley team. Effiong with a free header, falls to Matt Ward. And eventually smashed away by Woking's number 12. We're about to see the board for additional time. 5 minutes to play here at the Laithwaite. 5 minutes. Woking looking to see this one out. de Havilland, away by Andrews. Cochrane for 10-man Maidenhead United, looking for this equaliser. They might get a chance here. No, Gorman's in the way again, as is Anderson, but he loses out. Smith, Ferguson out to Barrett, oh goodness me, that is wild and truly awful, John.
Yeah, dear oh dear, he was in a great position over on that left-hand side. Needed to get his head up and dig the ball into the box. Instead of that, I don't know what he was doing. Was it a shot or what?
Welcome back to the Laithwaite Community Stadium here. Tim Woking still in front by 2-1. Maidenhead, of course, down to 10 men after Miles Welch-Hayes was sent off for bringing down Harry Buterman, who converted from the spot, as Will Jatskalainen is the second Woking player to go into the book for time wasting. And they are doing their best to see this one out. Not very comfortably or confidently, it's fair to say. They're bringing the ball out now with Ward, trying to get some bodies up the pitch. They have the man advantage, they have the goal advantage as Matt Ward reaches for the ball. It is a free kick. We've got 5 minutes of stoppage time here. We played a minute and a half of those. Woking still in front by 2-1.
How are your nerves, Mark?
Well, I always say if a team is winning after 90 minutes, they should be winning come the full-time whistle. It's very simple. They're in charge of this game, man advantage, goal advantage, simply see it out. And that is a very useful ball from Andrews to find Chickson. Effiong wraps the game up for Woking. His second, Woking's third, and Neil Ardley will return 7 points from a possible 9. Woking now well and truly clear of Maidenhead United, 3-1 up with 3 minutes to go. Ini Effiong, with his second goal of the afternoon, has put Woking clear, and Maidenhead can't catch them now.
Well, the goal was simplicity itself. Great run forward by Chickson, got his head up. It was a delicious cross across the box, and there was the big man again just to tap it home.
Too late to change the man of the match?
Well, no, I still think I give it to Jatskalainen, but you know, fair play to Effiong. People were sceptical when he was fetched back in.
Myself included.
No, I wasn't. I felt Woking needed a leader, they needed some presence, they needed a focal point. And you know what? He always gives you 100%, Effiong. He is a handful.
He certainly is. Woking ready in 2 substitutions to now see this game out. 3-1 up. They're well clear of Maidenhead now, who have no answers. They gave it their best shot, but Woking are now well and truly clear of them and have put the game to bed in some style. Another terrific move, and they might be having another one here with Matt Ward surging forward is Effiong, and indeed is Buterman. Effiong, ball was just behind him, clipped forward in the direction of Mikulski, who is onside here. Mikulski for Maidenhead as the rain continues to bucket down now. Mikulski up against Cian Harries. Mikulski slips as he engages with the shot, and it's back with Cochrane. Ball comes into the box, beyond everybody. Did it hit a hand there from Kelly Evans? Not too sure. Effiong can hack it clear, and so too can Ward. Welcome back, Tim, and all our listeners here on the radio. We've got 60 seconds left of this game. Welcoming our listeners from BBC Radio Sussex and BBC Radio Surrey. You can tell in my voice, good things have happened since you were last here. Woking are now 3-1 up, and the scorer of the third goal, a second of the afternoon for Ini Effiong, has certainly wrapped up the 3 points for Neil Ardley, who will return 7 from a possible 9 in his first 3 games in charge. We've got some further substitutions here, John, haven't we?
Yeah, we've got Dennis Lewis, who looks as though he's about to come on. Possibly Lewis Walker as well.
Lewis Walker I can see, and Rowan Ince is down there.
Oh yeah, sorry, I beg your pardon, but just, you know, winding the clock down as all managers do.
Speaking of winding the clock down, Ini Effiong is coasting over to the sidelines, and Jermaine Anderson is the other player who will be coming off. So Lewis Walker and Rowan Ince, the two players coming on. Anderson and Effiong both off. It took a long time for Woking to wrap the game up, John, but they've done it now courtesy of that Effiong effort. Another very, very well taken move.
Yeah, and you've got to give a lot of credit to Chickson, who made that run from full back, spotted the gap, and also kept his head as well. It was a brilliant ball across the box for Effiong to tap home.
We played the 5 additional minutes. I imagine we'll have one more with all the substitutions that took place. Effiong getting plenty of applause from the KRE. It's still Sutton United 1, Aldershot Town 0, but we're expecting 6 to 7 minutes of injury time there. This game pretty much over the line for Woking now. The ball is in the hands of, I was about to say Jussi Jääskeläinen, Will Jääskeläinen, as Effiong continues to soak it up in a soaking day here at the Laithwaite. The referee has checked his watch, still wants to see a little bit of action first. No touch there for Walker, straight through to Ross. Long ball down the middle of the pitch, goes from goalkeeper to goalkeeper, skidding off the turf, back to Jääskeläinen, and surely, John, that should be it.
Yeah, I would think so, and you know, in the end, Woking running out worthy winners, you have to say.
Definitely. Look forward to hearing from Neil Ardley after the match. Up rises Walker. And back to Barrett. Searching ball to Abrahams. Credit to Maidenhead, they have not given this up whatsoever. But that is it. Woking are winners once again at the Laithwaite Community Stadium. 2 goals from Effiong and a penalty from Harry Beautyman. Good enough to see off a very stout looking Maidenhead United. John, just want to get your thoughts on the game today. I thought Woking deserved it in the end.
Yeah, they did. They got there, got it over the line. It was nip and tuck for large parts of the game. You've got to give Maidenhead full credit for playing their part. The conditions weren't great, but you know, in the end, I think Woking deserved their win, and it's another win under Neil Ardley. It's another big confidence booster as well.
And beating a team that they are challenging towards the bottom of the table. 5 points now the gap to the relegation zone. Hopefully in 2025 they can start to move further clear.
Well, here's hoping. You know, when you look at the players in this Woking side, you've got to say really they're in a false position. They should be much higher up the table than they are. And let's hope that they can build on this little run. Maybe bring in 1 or 2 players to strengthen, you never know, but it's been a great start from Neil Ardley.
Lovely to be back in your company as ever, John Moore. Thoroughly enjoyed my return here to the Laithwaite. Woking 3-1 winners here, Tim. 2 goals from Effiong and a penalty from Harry Beautyman. Good enough to give Neil Ardley 7 points from a possible 9 in his first 3 games in charge. Full time here at the Laithwaite. Woking 3, Maidenhead United 1. I imagine there's some lengthy stoppage time at Aldershot.